This is the enchanting Sandy Bay Cottage. It's our latest stop and perhaps yours too. Today we'll show you a vacation spot with a picturesque view. So stay with me for the next half hour as we explore all this property has to offer. And while we're at it, we'll also give you all the highlights of what's been happening in the past week. I'm Davia Chambers and Let's Talk Tobago starts now. In this week's headlines, young residents have been giving the Signal Hill community a facelift during school vacation. We'll tell you about uterine fibroids and why you should not put off your next health check. And later, it's My Tourism Story with taxi and tour operator Kirt Joefield. These stories and more when we return.
My name is Kirt Williams. I'm a maxi taxi operator for over 25 years and I'm involved in tourism. It's a beautiful industry and tourism helps me financially. It helps me my family. It takes care of my church. It takes me all over the world and it's helped me meet people. And let me tell you something, at the end of it, tourism is all we take.
The vision for Sandy Bay Cottage was to provide a real Tobago experience and to encourage that home away from home feeling. Cozily nestled in the village of Arnesvale, Plymouth in northwest Tobago, this cottage has a great atmosphere and is tantalizingly close to the beach. Now it's time to meet some kids from the village of Signal Hill who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. And the results are, well, really beautiful. Here's more.
The Signal Hill Youth Development Center has a new entrance, one with bright colors and stenciled designs. This mural is the collaborative and creative work of the young people who participated in the center's July-August vacation program. 12-year-old Kenyatta Allen enjoyed working with others on this project.
I like to paint because it's very fun, and when I finish, I get to see a colorful painting.
Acting coordinator for the center, Mira Lashley, says the art classes were aimed at much more than having fun.
We wanted to just for the children to get an idea of actual art and art design and how to transfer things that they would do on the computer to actual life itself, so it's life art, and to get the technical skills to actually do a mural, to take it from a small picture into something bigger, and that was the idea behind doing the mural.
Besides art, the youngsters were also involved in life skills sessions. They included anti-bullying, conflict resolution, financial management, and enhancing their computer skills. The courses were also designed to improve their interpersonal skills.
Their social skills and so on was lacking quite a lot. They didn't know how to relate to one another in a pleasant and polite manner. So the attitude changed drastically, and learning to socialize and do stuff in a group and, the general behavior, how they relate to peers, that changed drastically as far as the attitude towards participating into something that they might not even be interested in, but to have the right attitude to take part and to be included in it and to have the right attitude, that is what changed drastically.
About 35 children took part in this vacation program. The activities are all aimed at enhancing the children's academic and social skills in a safe and structured environment. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Sandy Bay Cottage was renovated in 2016, so it has that added charm of new upgrades. This beachfront cottage is a fully secured property which just adds to the serenity of the space from all directions and accentuated by the beauty of nature. Now, staying with the theme of nature, the fishing village of Castara recently embarked on a drive to sensitize young villagers on the importance of proper waste disposal. It's all geared towards reducing the environmental footprint of this seaside community. More in this story.
Nestled in the northern side of Tobago lies the small fishing village of Castara. However, Castara is not only about fishing, but has become a premier tourist and eco hub over the years. The village recently embarked on a drive to become even more eco-friendly. This means that the disposal of waste such as tires, cans, paper, glass and plastic is being done much more carefully. The project is called the Solid to Liquid Waste Reduction.
We all decided in Castara that we want to make Castara a clean, green environment, an environment where we are free of things that are not eco-friendly to the environment, such as styrofoam, plastic bags, and all of those things that cause harm to the environment. And we have not completed the journey as yet, you know. We are on the journey because what we have just done is only the beginning of the journey. What we have just done is the summer camp for the primary and secondary school students. Then we are going to go on to another level where we are going to get the hotel owners, the guest house owners, and all of these restaurants and all these people involved so that they can take part in some type of training so they understand why we should reduce the things that are harmful to the environment.
The message the villagers is sending is simple. The environment is their business and they will take a stand. Projects like these help in gearing the minds of the future generation to think ahead while training them to be a good eco-guardians. The Solid to Liquid Waste Reduction project is funded by the Global Environment Facility, GEF, under the management of the Castara Tourism Development Association, CTDA. And as part of the Castara development, the CTDA hosted a week summer camp to enlighten children in the community about maintaining a clean environment.
This movement to preserve our environment and to change the way that we think has to start with small actions. And it means sometimes picking up a bottle on the beach or telling someone, hey, don't throw that there. Or ensuring that people aren't putting waste into the rivers or cutting down trees unnecessarily. But those small acts are the ones that will start the great change.
This project has been heralded in a great initiative to promote sustainable tourism growth. In addressing the audience, Area Representative Farley Augustine noted that while growing up, the emphasis wasn't on the environment. The pressure on one was becoming a doctor, lawyer, teacher, or even a politician.
There is money to be made from saving the environment. So don't see saving the environment as making you poorer, but it makes you richer. And so save the environment because there is real economic opportunities to be had from saving the environment.
The project will run for 20 months, from May 2018 till December 2019. The Castara Tourism Development Association is bidding other villages to get on board by actively engaging in eco-friendly projects. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
The shallow village beach is walking distance from the cottage. It's never crowded and it's great for swimming, snorkeling and fishing. And if you're into water sports or deep sea diving, a quick excursion is only 15 minutes away. Now, it's often said that hard work reaps rewards. It may sound a cliche, but in this next story, that has definitely been the case for this group of youngsters. Have a look.
Every child needs support to reach their true potential. That's the idea behind the recently concluded Vacation Enrichment program. It focused on giving underperforming primary school students a boost as they head to secondary school.
As this year's program was designed and developed by the instructional coaches, it was recommended that an experience be created for the students, and we have the emphasis on experience. Therefore, this year's program included not only mathematics and reading, but soft skills such as dance, drama, music, art and craft, and martial arts.
Over a 4-week period, the students did journal writing, oral presentations, and portfolio development activities. They also had reinforcement in the areas of literacy and numeracy.
The human brain loves to interact with new ideas, grapple with complex situations, solve puzzles, wander through space and place, and generally create a new way besides that which is given. This philosophy guided our curriculum choices.
A life skill component was included in the program, and participants enjoyed field trips to Fort Granby, Genesis Nature Park, and the rainforest at the Main Ridge.
We always believe that students ought to go out of the classroom, because by going out and experiencing, having field trips, it just ties in all the learning experiences.
75 students participated in the program at 3 locations: Bishop's High School, Scarborough Secondary, and Roxborough Secondary. I'm Marlon Gotsleben for Let's Talk Tobago.
We have to take a break, but when we return, we focus on women's health. Don't go anywhere. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back.
My name is Clyde Williams. I'm a maxi taxi operator for over 25 years, and I'm involved in tourism. It's a beautiful industry, and tourism helps me financially. It helps me my family. It takes care of my church. It takes me all over the world, and it's helped me meet people. And let me tell you something, at the end of it, tourism is all that we take.
There we go to Tobago, that paradise, Bombay, Robinson Crusoe. And it is said it's the land of tomorrow. Princess Margaret say, come Tobago for holiday. Now the whole world say, come Tobago for holiday.
This 2-story cottage can house up to 8 guests. It's got a full kitchen with modern appliances, and for your comfort and relaxation, the open-plan living and dining room space flows out onto an inviting veranda, giving you a spectacular close-up view of the Caribbean Sea. Now this. Taking care of your health should be a priority. It's extremely important, as conditions like uterine fibroids can prevent you from living a happy, healthy life. So in this next report, we'll tell you more about this condition and how it can be treated. Here's more.
Corice Nancis was diagnosed with multiple fibroids at age 20. She later had them removed, so she can now live a more normal life. Corice's experience is shared by many other women in Trinidad and Tobago who are affected by uterine fibroids. They are the most common type of non-cancerous tumors and grow in the wall of the uterus, the womb. They may range in size from a pea to a grapefruit and generally affect women between the ages of 20 and 40. Dr. Marielle Armstrong says the condition can cause women to experience a range of symptoms that affect their day-to-day activities.
With uterine fibroids, 50% of women are asymptomatic. That means that they can present with no fibroids, and whereas the other 50% are very symptomatic. These symptoms include pain, and as Mrs. Nancy said, they can present with back pains, lower pelvic pains, and also they can present with heavy bleeding. And this bleeding is when the ladies are seeing their periods.
Statistics show fibroids are most prevalent among women of African descent. Risk factors include obesity, diabetes, and a lack of exercise. Medication is prescribed to manage the pain, and there are also drugs that shrink the growths. Surgery is also an option.
In terms of surgical management, you can have myomectomy as well as hysterectomy. Hysterectomy is when you are removing your entire uterus. Myomectomy entails the doctor removing the fibroids that are embedded in the muscular part of the uterus.
In 2014, it was found that 45% of women visiting the gynecology clinic at the Scarborough General Hospital had uterine fibroids. So it's important to educate the public, especially young girls, about the condition. This was done via the Confidence Project, an initiative of Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago that took place during the last school year at Signal Hill Secondary, Bishop's High School, and Speyside High. The students shared what stood out for them during the presentation.
At least they say when we have the fibroids, if it's not like plenty, we can still make children.
You doesn't know what's going on, you need to learn about your body because it could lead to infections.
Women are encouraged to talk with a doctor about any pain they may experience. This information can help them make the best choice for their health. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
The Sandy Bay Cottage has 2 air-conditioned bedrooms and 1 bathroom on the 2nd floor. There's also an open-air loft with a double bed, and there's another bedroom on the ground floor where you can also find a spacious patio overlooking the front yard and the beach. Now, over the July-August vacation period, there have been sport camps, music camps, education camps, and now there's business camp for kids. This is to ensure the next generation of entrepreneurs get a head start. It's all in this next report. Listen up.
It was a camp with a difference. The UBiz summer camp was aimed at giving a head start to the next generation of entrepreneurs. The camp, hosted by the Financial Literature Secretariat, was open to young Tobago residents ages 13 to 17 years. They learned about running business, business registration, positive risk-taking, getting financing, and presentation skills. And as it's also a vacation camp, the participants had lots of fun as well.
Over the last 2 weeks, the team has aimed to provide an educational, interactive, and fun-filled environment for understanding the fundamentals of small business. And with the aid of various players within the financial and business sectors, participants were able to gain first-hand experience on the operations of various business models.
This is just one of the many summer programs provided by the Tobago House of Assembly to help young people develop holistically by gaining exposure in various areas. It would also benefit the island by providing the skills that are most needed on the island.
It is our responsibility to ensure that we provide opportunities to equip persons on the island, particularly young persons, with the necessary tools to build financial stability in any environment.
Sessions like these are also about empowering the youngsters to embrace and develop new skills. And it's important that each one should teach one going forward.
I would like you to really embrace what you've learned, really work on those characteristics of an entrepreneur, apply them in your individual lives, share them with your family, share them in your network, share them in the village, in the wider Tobago and Trinidad, and I promise you, you will be leaders of tomorrow, starting today.
The Financial Literacy Secretariat is a unit under the Division of Finance and the Economy. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
So if you need to keep in touch with friends and family back home or share Instagram pics of your wonderful Tobago vacation, there's complimentary Wi-Fi at Sandy Bay. So, the perfect selfie as easy as click and share. And speaking of staying in touch, some of the youth on the island are getting a head start. They're being encouraged to embrace new skills, starting with a recent typing program. Here's more.
Learning to type may not sound like the most interesting or exciting way to spend your vacation. But it's a fundamental skill that youth everywhere should know in a technology-driven world. In recent weeks, participants at the Castara Youth Development Center used software to enhance their typing abilities. It's an experience that will help future SEA students prepare for the prospect of electronic exams.
We live in an age where technology is a dominant phenomenon and almost every child knows about and uses technology in his or her daily life. The aim of TypeUcom was to provide the students with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes and competencies to operate the computer and to provide a platform for the future.
The first installment of the program was a success. Initially scheduled for 4 weeks, it had to be extended to 6 weeks as students from neighboring villages of Palatouve and Lansfomé joined in.
In essence, we must dream and we must reach for the stars. And today, this is what you have done. Over the last weeks, you understood that in order to successfully move forward in your lives, you needed to equip yourselves with the necessary skills to ensure success. And so you embarked upon the Type You Come program. Learning to type on the computer has placed you in a position of readiness for the future requisites of the examinations of the Caribbean.
Students can now also identify parts of the computer and various software, as well as manipulate document formatting. Many of them said they found the program to be beneficial.
Well, I don't really know how to type from the start. And when I entered this program, I learned how to type, well, perfectly, thanks to a teacher and she supporting us.
I enjoyed the program by learning how to type, and at first I didn't even know anything about a computer. Thanks to Miss Pearl Almond George for helping me to go through this process.
After all their hard work, the students were awarded certificates of participation from the Youth Department of the Division of Sport and Youth Affairs, which facilitated the program. I'm Kirt Joefield for Let's Talk Tobago.
Coming up next, you'll meet tour guide Kirt Joefield as we hear his tourism story. Stay with us. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back.
There we go to Tobago, that paradise, Bombay, Robinson Crusoe. And it is said, it's the land of tomorrow. Princess Margaret say, come Tobago for holiday. Now the whole world say, come Tobago for holiday.
So it's now time for our My Tourism Story segment. This week we feature tour guide and entrepreneur Kirt Joefield, who has been making a difference in the tourism industry for many years. Have a look at this story.
My name is Kirt Joefield. I have been in the tourism industry since 2008. I am the owner of Joe's Taxi Service and Tours. And this is my tourism story. I was a PH driver for several years. I hustled my car for a living. And the way I dealt with my passengers, I was observed by these gentlemen, and they were quite pleased and satisfied the service I provided to the passengers. And they recommended that I get into the tourism industry. So I got my taxi badge, I got a taxi, I joined the Tobago Owners and Drivers Association, which I am now the Vice President of. I never envisioned myself being a Vice President of anything. And because of this, the sky is the limit. Tourism industry offered me many more opportunities than just hustling back and forth on the road and taking passengers from here to there. I do a lot of pickups at the airport and port, and take guests to their accommodation, any part of the island that they are situated. I also put tour packages together and to make sure that they see the island in its entirety. I do reservations and recommendations of good restaurants and take the guests to and from to make sure that the service is actually delivered. Since being in the tourism industry, I did several courses. I have done Know Your Country, I have done first aid, I have done defensive driving, and most recently I did a more in-depth course of tour guiding that allowed me to know my country a little more. I usually keep in touch with them on social media by WhatsApp. For example, when they are leaving the island and they are boarded and they are on their way, I send them a message thanking them for using my services. I was humbly honored that they chose me, and may they have a great flight to where they are going. I measure my success based on the reviews and the feedback I would get from the satisfied guests. And it has gone to the point that guests have actually booked me from time to time, more than a year in advance. One of my most memorable experiences is that I was recommended by one of the prominent hotels on the island to provide a service to a family that was coming with a differently abled person. And I had to pick them up at the airport, bring them to where they were staying, parked at the establishment, take them to any part of the island that they desired at whatever time that I was there for, and to help in whatever way I can to provide a holistic service. And I believe service is something that you voluntarily give and not what people ask for. And the reviews that I got after these persons had left from the hotel was so encouraging to me. It allows you the fuel to continue in this industry. I don't usually see challenges. I adapt to the situation that presents itself. So much so that I was able to get awards from the tourism industry. I got Taxi Driver of the Year in 2011. I got Most Outstanding Driver in 2013. And I have tried to advance and update myself because of this, to continue providing a professional service. You're sure to get reliability, timeliness, efficiency, and courteousness. My name is Kirt Joefield, and that's my tourism story.
And it's now time to have Your Say, the segment of our program where we hear what you, the viewers, have to say.
Alright, so we're here with Miss Jordan right now. So we're here with Bruce right now. So we're here with Brent right now. We're asking Mr. Philip. And we're asking Miss Winchester. I can't cooperate, I'm telling you that. You have to put us on camera, man. Alright, so we're through the streets of Scarborough once again. We're here for Have Your Say. I want to know from the folks, how are they going to be celebrating independence this year? Have a look.
Well, as a born Trinbagonian, I intend to watch the parade. And that is it. I ain't drinking, I ain't liming, I ain't smoking nothing. And in the evening, coming out and I'm watching the fireworks. But as I'm talking to y'all, I would like to wish everybody a happy independence.
I don't really have any plans per se, but just watch the TV and just celebrate from home.
I'm just trying to enjoy the day and life as normal.
Just enjoy myself. Normal with my family.
I will take it very cool, easy and light and just watch the celebrations and things, you know.
Taking the parade and spend time with my family, I guess, you know, because it's a time of happiness and freedom.
I'm going to spend it with my kids and have a great one.
Independence has been nice, a celebration.
You're going to party, boy. I'm going to party and bring it in, boy. Yeah, well, celebration thing.
I'm looking to come out at my best.
Thank you.
Red, white and black.
We close yet another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more information on this cottage, you can contact Island Investments at 639-0929 or visit their website at www.islreal.com. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and very productive week. We close now with a montage of this beautiful cottage.